Men always talking about what we bring to the table. Baby, a ear when you want a pillow talk about your partners. A ass when you want some coochie. Some hands when you want something to eat. The hell? Comfort when you come over here and want to lay on my shoulder. When you need guidance and nurturing. That, like, I don't understand, like, yeah, what you bring to the table. Nigga, if you don't know what I bring to the table, go get you a nigga.
And you, like, bitches all the same.
Bitch.
Let's say there was 100 fish in a pond, and 13 of those fish were causing half of the issues in the pond. What should we do with those 13 fish?
You gotta eat them.
Twos, right? You goofy bitch?
Stop talking to me
Then
crazy.
stop being goofy.
No.
Kill him and eat him.
You should kill the 13 fish?
Kill him and eat him. Kill him. Kill him.
Come here, you're gonna learn today, girl. No physical discipline. Mom. Don't mom me, no. You had your warning, you had your chance. I told you to listen. I told you stop disobeying my rules. I told you being cute ain't shit. If you have no education. I told you stop disobeying me. I told you to listen and do as you're supposed to. I told you to do good in school. I told you to do your daily routine and you yet to even do any of it. And you thought you were disobeying me today and I was not coming to cut this hair off. You're sadly mistaken because you thought being pretty was so much better than being educated or listening to your mom, right? Yes, this is what happens when you don't listen to your mom. Do you feel like I abused you? No. Do you feel like this form of discipline was a lot better than any other form of discipline, like physical abuse that I could have used? Yes. You know I love you, right? Yes. You know I got your back, right? Yes. You know what I'm doing right now is to make you a better person, right? Yes. How many times have I spoken to you about this? A lot of times. How many times have your teachers called me? Multiple times. How many times have you not handed in homework? A few times. Funny that you guys all took it upon yourself, over thousands of people, to pick up the phone and call the police on me. And they didn't come because they know about my kid. And just because you won't do what you have to make sure that your kid is saved and protected, doesn't mean that I won't.
Bitch, you been staring at me with your fake ass eyelashes. I don't give a fuck. I don't get out of my face, you fucking nigger.
Straight madness, all right? We've seen what this woman has done, all right? And this is why our apostles and elders have told us, all right, to be conscientious of these women, all right, especially the so-called black woman, all right? And if it be all possible, you know, don't deal with her, all right? And that don't exclude the other women of the tribes as well, because, you know, just the mindset of these women in totality over here in America is just straight madness, all right? For her to cut her daughter's hair off and shame her like that, you know. But the scriptures are true what they say, all right? As is the mother, so is the daughter. So I'm going to read a couple of these right here, and then I got a couple more clips that's going to show following this. So this is Deuteronomy 28 and 56. It says, the tender and delicate woman, which is the Israelite woman, among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground. For delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. All right, and this is how these women are. Right on the scriptures even describe the Jake woman as an ostrich. You know what I'm saying? I'll read that one too. Deuteronomy 28 and 57. And toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear. All right, so these women, you know what I'm saying, or detriments to the children they bring forth on this side. All right. It says, for she shall eat them for the want of all things secretly in the siege and straightness wherein thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. All right, that happened before. All right, we got pressed down by these cities. I mean, it's like you're pressed down by these other nations and surrounded, you know what I'm saying? And after all the food was gone, you know what I'm saying, Jake was eating, the women were eating their children. All right, you had a woman that boiled one woman's son. I mean, that ate of her. One woman boiled her son, and they made a deal that they was going to boil the other woman's son the next day. And when it came time to boil the other woman's son, all right, to eat him, she hit him. So these things gonna happen again today. All right. So read this last one right here, and then let the rest of these clips play. Lamentations 4:3. It say, even the sea monsters draw out the breasts; they give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. All right, and that's Eve today. She's a cruel being. All right, and she even has her daughter brainwashed into thinking that that's some acceptable shit. All right, wasn't no man in the house. All right, where's that? You know what I'm saying? The young Eve's father. All right, she's talking about you should listen to your mother and you should do this and do that. No, woman. All right, you need guidance your motherfucking self. All right, she should be with her father or, you know what I'm saying, under some kind of male authoritative structure. All right, because you women don't raise children. The statistics show when children are with their fathers, all right, they're way better citizens in society than when they're with their mothers. And by you just doing what you did to her, you just show that you're a goddamn devil, just like your red husband Esau. All right, a wicked piece of shit. All right, who needs to be destroyed. All right, a 2/3. So let the rest of these clips play.
If your man told you get rid of the wigs and weaves, or we're done, what would you say?
We're done.
Why?
Immediately.
So
why do you think I would want somebody to control me? Thank you.
Your man is somebody that you chose, right? You chose this guy. So for him to have a preference on how you look, you should respect that.
So if he found me with a wig, why is he telling me not to wear the weave anymore?
Okay, so that's a valid point. If he found you with a wig, but so you're always wearing wigs?
Here and there.
But why though?
She lying. Every day.
Every day. So do you not like your own hair then?
No, I hate it.
Why?
She's bored as fuck. Bored as fuck. Oh! She's bored as fuck. Bored as fuck. Oh! She's bored as fuck. Bored as fuck. Oh!
So
my hair's like this.
can you just not grow hair or what?
No.
Man,
It just don't be growing.
how long has it been that way for?
Like 3 years.
And you know why? Because you keep wearing wigs.
Did he eat? I think so.
Low
No
key.
edges, nothing. Yeah, I don't have nothing. Like it's dead ass nothing.
It does not matter. I'm
So
telling
you
you.
wanna find a man?
Yes. How old are you?
18.
Do you not know that white women wear wigs?
They do, but they
Do
never.
you not know that white women wear extensions?
But they never wear an afro wig.
Some on a white woman. I've installed a unit on a white woman.
Yeah, but they don't wear afro wig. They wear hair that looks like their natural hair.
But you could have went to a better place to get a unit.
What do you mean?
Why you had to pick the worst one?
Oh, this?
For you.
No, this is just a reflection. Like I'm trying to look like a white man. You guys are trying to look like a white woman when you put that on.
You all,
Black women.
black women. Your interpretation.
Am I wrong?
When I look in the mirror, I see beauty no matter what I do, what I put on.
So she mentioned convenience. Why don't you just shave it off if it's just because of convenience?
Maybe I don't want to be bald head. Do I want to look like my daddy? No.
Okay.
I don't. You got scared. Now I know you want to exactly.
Sir, if she was bald, would you still love her the same?
My love won't change because of her outside appearance. My love won't change for her because of her outside appearance.
I don't think if we ever lived amongst white people, I don't think we would be straightening our hair.
My whole thing is to each his own. That's all I gotta say. To each his own. Let people wear and be how they want to be and wear what they want to wear and rock the shit how they want to rock it.
I'm just saying, the reason why a lot of them do it is because they're insecure about their natural hair.
think so?
Because some girls just told me they said they hate their natural hair. That's why they put on
Who said that?
this.
Black woman said that?
Yeah, she's 18. She just said that.
We got the most versatile hair in the world. We can have it straight, kinky, curly.
Right.
We can wear any style. We can rock anything. Anything that we do, we own that shit. We own it. So if we want to be short, bushy, we can do it. We want it cut low like men, we can do it. We want it long all the way down to our butt, we can do it. We can grow it, we can buy it, we can sew it, it don't matter. Whatever we do, we rock it because we trendsetters within ourselves anyway, so.
But black women didn't set the straight hair trend. They didn't do that. But you mean?
If you don't get out of here, get out of here.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 3, starting at verse 16, it reads, Moreover, the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks, and wanton eyes, walking and missing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Verse 17, therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will discover their secret parts. All right, so this is why, you know what I'm saying, these bald hickeys out here, you know what I'm saying, these so-called black women can't grow hair. It's a curse put on them from the Lord. All right, for their lewdness, all right, their wanton behavior, their haughty behavior. All right, and you know, anyway, before I continue, let me start out by giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rukakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone who teach this 100% truth. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect that be in the house of David. Today is June the 4th, year 2025, the hope year of our deliverance. That our being the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through the seed of our fathers. All right, on this side, the elect is going to receive salvation. All right, 2 out of 3 of the Lord's people that reside over here in America going to get put to death. All right, and then as well as judgment and destruction to the so-called self-proclaimed white nation, which they're not white, they're red. All right, according to the Bible, they're the Hebrew Edomites, the wicked the Bible speaks of. But this lesson in particular is going to be dealing with Keisha, all right, the bald hickeys of the earth, you know what I'm saying? Esau's pit bull, you know what I'm saying? And her ways, you know, her haughty behavior, you know, her proud, arrogant, disdainful, conceited mindset. I'll show you some of that.
Haughty.
All right, and these are some of the things that is adjectives that describes them. All right, it says arrogant, superior, disdainful, pompous, conceited, snobbish, stuck up, egotistical, super careless, condescending. All right, so on and so forth. This is what the majority of these women over here embody. All right, and especially the so-called black woman. All right. You know what I'm saying? You had Jake out there doing interviews with these bald-headed hoes, all right? And they just couldn't see it. All right. He put on a wig himself and said he's showing them their reflection, and they, you know what I'm saying, they wanted to really, I mean, how can I put it? They saw it, but they didn't want to accept it, pretty much. All right. This is wanton. All right.
Wanton.
It says a sexually unrestrained or having many casual sexual relationships typically used of a woman. All right, these curses perfectly describe the so-called black woman. All right, a sexually unrestrained woman. All right, they're bald-headed, they're haughty, they're sexually unrestrained, all of that, and it would do you good just to stay the fuck away from them. All right. And they go for the aged women as well. All right, you seen from the aged woman that it showed in the last clip. All right, she didn't want to accept it. She was like, just let people do what they do. No, people need to be held accountable for what they do. All right, you cannot walk around looking like an Edomite and think that you ain't gonna get called out for it. All right, because you bitches look crazy walking around with this blonde hair and this fake ass hair in your head. Even if you ain't rocking the Edomite woman's particular style of hair, you rocking these other nations' women's hair. All right, and it's not an attractive look. All right, the one chick said she was 18 years old and she done already got a wig snatched. All right, she said she hadn't been able to grow hair for the last 3 years, so that means going all the way back to when she was 15. She's been bald-headed since. It's crazy, bro, you know what I mean? But hey, it's curses and identifiers, and a lot of the time the women that are marked like that is because they're whores. All right, that's just what it is. All right, and you cannot be hey, it could go both ways. Cause look at a bitch like she's Northern Kingdom though, but Cardi B, she's a whore. She has a head full of hair. All right, there's a couple more I've seen that's Southern Kingdom and they whores, but they got their hair. But it's just, you know, the majority outweighs the minority. All right, the majority of these women over here are the tribes, the Southern Kingdom, primarily are bald-headed women, and it's a curse. All right. So continuing in Isaiah 3, go down to verse 18. It say, in that day, the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shah, will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their cows and their round tires like the moon. And it goes into some more things the Lord gonna take from these women. All right, but I'm gonna jump down to 24. All right, it says, and it shall come to pass, meaning it's gonna happen. And in a lot of cases, it's already happened, but it's really gonna happen during Jacob's trouble when you women ain't able to have no access to, you know what I'm saying, feminine hygiene products and fake hair and hair products and makeup and accessories and all that shit. You ain't gonna have that in that day. You're gonna be the real you. All right, a ugly, bald, hickeys ass woman. All right. So it say, and it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle a rent, and instead of well set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher a girding of sackcloth and burning instead of beauty. All right, because these women ain't gonna be attractive like they think they are now. What was that one bitch? She said, what do men, well, she said, why do men always ask, what do we bring to the table? We gonna see what you bring to the table in that day when you ain't got your looks and your accessories and all that fake shit that, you know what I'm saying, feeds your ego and makes you think you something that you really not. We gonna see. All right, because you gonna be the real you in that day. All right, you ain't gonna have them baby, what they call that shit when they lay them damn hairs and they say baby hair. Bitch, you hoes almost 20, 30 years old talking about you got some baby hair. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. All right. But yeah, the Lord gonna straighten all this up with these goddamn women. All right. And all these niggas that run to their defense. All right, there was one clip in there, all right, with the dude. He was out there interviewing him. All right, and her father walked up and he actually asked the father, he was like, man, would you still love your daughter if she was bald headed? All right, and you could tell the father was, you know what I'm saying, getting offended. He was like, I would love her no matter what, how she looked outwardly. This goes to show, you know what I'm saying, these niggas gotta die. 2/3 of these Negroes, Latinos, and Native American men gonna die as well. All right, Isaiah 3:25, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. All right, Captain Save a hoe niggas, whether it's your girl, your niece, your daughter, it don't matter. If the bitch a hoe, the bitch is a hoe. If the bitch going off, she going off. All right, but Jake, you know, run out of his wits behind these fucking women. Cause they was raised by these black, bald-headed women. All right, verse 26, and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. All right, cause these niggas gonna get put to death. All right, all these niggas that's want to stand up for Keisha motherfucking ass, man, say you gonna get a death sentence for that, man. Hold on, let me get it right quick. 2nd Ezra 16. All right, gonna jump down to verse 30. All right, 33. It says, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. So the Lord gonna move, all right, these men out the way, all right. You know, and that goes for your father as well, all right. You know what I'm saying, because most of these men are the fathers to these, you know, these late 20, 30-year-old women, all right. Those men are older, all right, and you know, they ain't gonna make it through this tribulation. All right, the Lord gonna get them out the way. He gonna start them out too. All right, all you African Americans and you Black Americans, you know what I'm saying? The Lord gonna kill all of y'all. All right, especially the fucking woman, because she's the beginning of all evil, and through her we all die. All right, she's the forwarder of Esau's wickedness. All right, let me get this in Titus 2 also, because I was talking about the aged woman, but let me read it right quick. Titus 2, starting at verse 3, it say, the aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua power be not blasphemed. All right, how many of these old women, these aged women, have taught these young women that? All right, I highly doubt any of them. These women ain't on the level like that. They ain't even trying to You know what I'm saying? Be on nothing like that. All right, these hoes trying to be outside. All right. You know what I'm saying? Old Eve tells young Keisha to play the field, find a good man and shit. You know, don't put all your eggs in one basket. All right, these old hoes destroyed these young hoes. All right. Let me see. This is 1 Timothy 5 and verse 6. It says, "But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth." All right. You women are marked for judgment, and you have no clue how it's gonna affect you when it gets here, because it's right around the corner. It's not far away. All right. Verse 9, it say, "Let not a widow be taken into the number under 60 years old, having been the wife of one man." How many women you know 60 years old, made it to 60 years old and only been with one man? All right, I don't know any. All right, I don't know any. All right. Verse 10, "Well reported of good works, if she have brought up children, if she have lodged strangers, if she have washed the saints' feet, if she have relieved the afflicted, if she have diligently followed every good work." All right, but we know these old women ain't done that. Verse 11, "But the younger widows refuse, for when they have begun to wax one ton against Hamashiach, they will marry." All right, these bitches out here fucking. All right, as soon as they, you know what I'm saying, 12, 13 years old, they already, that box already then, you know what I'm saying, got hot and got scratched. All right. Verse 12, "Having damnation because they have cast off their first faith, and withal they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house, and not only idle, but tattlers also, and busybodies, speaking things which they are not." All right. Verse 14, "I will therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guard the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. For some are already turned aside after Satan." All right, and that's the majority of our women. They've already turned aside after Satan. All right, the adversary. All right, that's why they like to wear his woman's hair. All right, they like to wear, Keisha loves to wear the white woman's hair. All right, the blonde wigs and shit. All right, all of that, you know. The East, they like to wear the East Indian women hair. That's why the East Indian woman is calling them niggas and telling them fuck them with their fake eyelashes. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, our people are them astonishments, them walking proverbs and bywords, as it says in Deuteronomy 28. All right, and our people are still, oh shit, 2/3 of our people are still a part of that. You know, and the majority of the 2/3 is women. All right, when you read Ezekiel 9, you start at 4 and you're going down until you slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. So it's going to be a lot of women that get slayed out here, all right? It's going to be a whole bunch of, you know what I'm saying, hair pieces on the ground when, you know what I'm saying, when the troops come through, all right? When the sword of the Lord comes through, all right, and try evil ass down like the shit in the street, as it tells you in Micah 7 and 10. All right, you're going to see a whole bunch of, you know what I'm saying, wig pieces all over the floor, you know. You know. And these women gon', you know what I'm saying, they gonna take their charagma too. All right. The ones of them that are make it to that point, they gonna take that charagma because they don't wanna live a life where it's no luxury, or it's no what's the word? They don't wanna live a life where they have to be somebody or earn something, all right? They want everything to be continued to be handed to them or made easy for them to obtain, all right? You know, what's that? A city is a comfort, you know, for a woman. All right, these women have no clue how bad it's really about to get out here, all right? But we're here to remind them on a day in and day out basis that it's coming, all right? No matter how much you want to put it off that it's not coming, it's coming, all right? You know what I mean? And judgment is going to begin at those who know they Israelites, and that's pretty much all of you jakes over here in Babylon, all right? So that's pretty much it for the lesson. You know, this is just something quick to the point, you know. A lot of more points could be made, but, you know, for time's sake, you know, I'm going to end it right there. I just got off work, and I didn't want to go in without speaking on this. So, Lord willing, it was edifying, flowed together, and made sense. All right, stay away from these bald hickeys, all right, these bald-headed hoes. All honor, glory, and praise go to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone who teach this 100% truth. Peace and salutation to the Lord's elect. Kwame Yasharala, and a Bible Ball.